As the clock ticks closer to midnight, the world prepares to welcome a new millennium. The year is 1999, while the city bursts with laughter and celebration. One woman stands in silence, her heart echoing louder than the fireworks outside. Her name is Minnie, a young doctor, brilliant, hardworking, respected, but tonight, none of that matters. Because beneath her steady hands and calm smile lies a woman still haunted by a love she lost years ago. That night, fate decides to play its cruelest game, a festive gathering. She crosses paths with Joe, the man who once made her believe in forever, and then tore that forever apart. Years ago, she betrayed his trust. Now, he's moved on, expecting a child with his fiancée. The sight of him smiling beside another woman shatters what's left of her heart. The pain is unbearable, raw, silent, and cold. When the night ends, she returns home to her two mothers, both loving but firm. They've watched her drown in memories for too long. It's time to move on, they warn her, or move out. But how do you move on when time itself feels like your enemy? Later that night, her friends plan a small costume kickback. They beg her to come, to forget, to laugh again. She agrees, reluctantly. But when she hears Joe will be there, her broken heart flutters with dangerous hope. She slips into her most alluring dress, red, soft, and reckless. The kind of dress that says maybe he'll notice me again. Before leaving, she grabs a bottle of tequila, a strange, old gift from 10 years ago. It's labeled faded. Its contents dark and mysterious. She doesn't know it yet, but that bottle is no ordinary drink. And before we go deeper into Minnie's world of heartbreak, time, and temptation, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories that take you beyond the edge of reality. You won't miss what comes next. When Minnie arrives at the party, laughter fills the room. Everyone's happy, except her. Then she sees him. Joe, standing tall, confident, distant, he looks at her with the faintest flicker of recognition. But it's not warmth, it's history. He refuses to drink and says, "New York changed me." His friend Ronald greets her at the door, pretending not to be upset she forgot the ice. He smiles politely, but his eyes say something else. Minnie forces herself to stay calm. But then, Joe introduces his new girlfriend, Jenny, a stunning woman with dark skin and radiant confidence. Jenny extends a hand. "So you're Minnie. I've heard a lot about you." It's polite. But beneath that politeness lies an invisible dagger. Minnie's heart twists. She didn't know he had someone new. Not until now. The room spins. Her smile fades. She rushes to the restroom, her heart beating like war drums. Inside, she meets Carl, a man with unsettling energy. His smile is too wide. His words, too curious. He edges closer, whispering things that make her skin crawl. She escapes, her chest tight with discomfort. She steps outside to breathe. The night air feels heavy. Her mothers call her, voices of reason, telling her to let it go. But she can't, because letting go feels like dying. She's dizzy, unfocused. Then, crash, she walks straight into the glass door, shattering it. Blood runs down her face. Gasps fill the air. Joe rushes to her side, guiding her to the bathroom. His touch, gentle, familiar, in that small room, surrounded by silence. The years melt away. "I should have told you about Jenny," he says softly. "But we can't go back, Minnie." She nods, fighting tears. Then, as they look at each other, the air thick with everything unsaid, their lips almost meet. Almost. But before they can cross that line, the countdown begins. 10, 9, 8, and then darkness. Ronald's prank shuts off the lights, plunging everyone into chaos. When the power returns, Joe drops to one knee. The crowd cheers. Jenny gasps as he slides the ring onto her finger. Minnie freezes. Her world collapses. She forces a smile, whispers congratulations, and turns away. She needs a drink. One last drink. She raises the strange tequila to her lips, and as the crowd yells Happy New Year, she takes a sip. The world bends. The lights stretch. The noise fades. Then, silence. When she opens her eyes, she's back at the front door. The same night. The same faces. Joe greets her again, smiling. As if nothing ever happened. Her hands tremble. Her heart races. It's impossible. But somehow, time has rewound. She tries to tell her mothers, but they laugh it off. "You're imagining things." Her friend Pia, Ronald's wife, gets angry when Minnie insists the bottle is magic. "I'm not a joke, Minnie," Pia snaps. "Stop acting crazy." But under the table, the bottle glows faintly, its worm inside twisting, alive. Minnie stares at it, terrified, and yet curious. She takes another sip, and in a flash, she's standing at the door again. Time has reversed, determined to understand. Minnie confronts her mothers. "Where did you get this bottle?" she demands. They exchange uneasy glances. A man in Mexico gave it to us years ago, one says. Said it was special. Her pulse quickens. What kind of special? No answer. Just silence. The bottle sits in her hand, shimmering faintly. On its old, faded label, she can barely make out the words, "The devil's pissed out a drink that bends time." But never mercies. She decides to seduce him, to steal one final moment before his engagement. She tries to lure him outside, whispering, pleading, but he refuses. "I can't do this, Minnie. I have someone now." Tears flood her eyes. She runs off and finds Carl again, muttering to himself. When she tells him about the time-traveling drink, his eyes widen. "You've got a bottle that can rewrite destiny," he says, stunned. "And all you want to do is chase a man?" Minnie stares at him. She doesn't care about destiny. She just wants her heart back. She drinks again. Each sip sends her deeper. Each moment becomes more fractured. One night, she tries to dance to forget. Jenny joins her. The two women move like rivals, like mirror images of pain and pride. But Minnie pushes too far. One wild step, and snap, her leg gives out. She collapses. Laughter echoes around her. Humiliation burns her face. She drinks again, and again, and again, until pain becomes a cycle she can't escape. In one timeline, she throws herself through the glass door, desperate for Joe's attention. Blood everywhere. Another sip. Another loop. Each time, she's more broken than before. Finally, Joe looks her in the eye and says, "You're not the woman I used to love. You're trapped in your own past." He tells her he's a recovering alcoholic, that since their breakup, he hasn't touched a drop. When she tries to make him drink, he snaps. "Stop it, Minnie. You don't know what you're doing." Then he leaves her, again. This time, she doesn't drink to chase him. She drinks to forget herself. The clock strikes midnight once more. The proposal happens. Jenny says yes. And for Minnie, time finally runs out of meaning. But this is only the beginning. Before we continue to part 2, take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the twists that lie ahead. This time, she doesn't try to fix the past. She blurts out the things she kept buried, her regrets, her pain, her rage. When Joe gets down on one knee again to propose, Minnie screams, "You didn't move on. You just ran away." Everyone stares. Her words sting like fire. Jenny looks at Joe in confusion. The room grows heavy with judgment and disbelief. Minnie stumbles out, tears, mixing with tequila. She grabs her mother's car keys and speeds off into the night. The red and blue lights appear behind her as she's pulled over. The officer sees the bottle on the seat, glowing faintly in the dark. "Ma'am, step out of the vehicle." But Minnie refuses. She clutches the bottle, her only lifeline to undo the pain. As the officer reaches for it, she panics. One wrong move, a flash, a gunshot. Time slows. The sound fades. Minnie takes one desperate sip. Her final act before the world collapses. She gasps, and suddenly, she's alive again. Back at the start. But something's changed. The world feels heavier. Her reflection looks older. The bottle darker. This time, she doesn't even pretend to care. She drinks. She laughs. She destroys. She empties Ronald's savings account for no reason other than spite. She finds Carl and drags him into the bathroom, seeking distraction from the emptiness gnawing inside her. When she emerges, Ronald sees the bottle in her hand and freezes that he recognizes it. The look on his face is not confusion. It's fear. Later that night, he finds her alone. "Minnie," he whispers. "Where did you get that drink?" She hesitates. "Why?" He takes a deep breath. "Because I've had it too." Her heart stops. "You're lying." He shakes his head. "Years ago," Ronald explains, "he found a bottle just like hers in Mexico. He used it once, and it changed his life. That he aced every exam, became everything he ever wanted to be. But every time he looked in a mirror, he saw less of himself. That he still has one shot left." Midnight comes again. The party restarts. The lights flicker and Ronald's infamous prank plunges everyone into darkness. But this time, the laughter doesn't return. Pia, his wife, finally snaps. Years of exhaustion and unspoken resentment spill out. "I'm done, Ronald. I'm tired of being stuck. Tired of you. Tired of this." Her voice breaks. She storms out, leaving their child crying in the next room. In her rage, she jumps into the car and drives off. But as she drives, she hits Ronald, sending him crashing into a water fountain. Screams echo through the chaos. Blood mixes with the fountain's glow. Minnie rushes to his side. He grabs her wrist, gasping, "Give me the drink, please. I can fix this." She hesitates, then nods. Together, they take the final sip. The world spins. The air folds, and everything resets. But the night doesn't start the same. Something feels corrupted. Joe, once composed, now drinks uncontrollably. His laughter turns to shouts. His movements erratic. He strips off his shirt in front of his guests, slurring words of regret and pain. Jenny's eyes fill with tears, embarrassment and heartbreak colliding. Minnie steps in, gently guiding Joe to his office. You need to rest, she says softly. He leans against the wall, sweating, shaking. He reaches for her bottle, the last remaining remnant of the devil's piss. I can fix this, he whispers, desperate, but Minnie blocks his hand. No, you don't fix pain by running from it. He tries to pull it away. They struggle. And then, the bottle shatters on the floor. Amber liquid seeps across the tiles. The worm writhes once and then dies. Pia enters the room. Her anger, gone. She looks at Joe, broken, lost, and instead of rage, she shows mercy. She kneels beside him, wiping his sweat. You've both suffered enough, she whispers. And for the first time, the night doesn't reset. Joe steps out of the room, dazed. He walks straight into the glass door, just like Minnie once did. The impact slices his nose, blood dripping onto his shirt. Minnie rushes to him, takes him back to the bathroom, and presses ice against his wound. Their eyes meet. For a moment, time stops. Not because of magic, but because of emotion. She smiles faintly. Guess we're both broken in the same place now. He laughs, soft, tired human they talk. About the past, about regret, about how. Sometimes love isn't supposed to last forever. It's supposed to teach. Minnie looks at him and says, I'm proud of you, Joe. You become someone better. I just wish I had too. Their eyes linger. And then, they kiss. That it's not passion, it's closure. But destiny is cruel. Jenny walks in. Her face falls. Her voice trembles. You brought me here just to humiliate me? Joe stands frozen, guilt washing over him. It was a mistake. I'm sorry. But Jenny doesn't stay. She walks away, tears streaming, leaving the man she thought she knew. Minnie tries to fix it, but something inside her has changed. She doesn't reach for the bottle this time. She doesn't try to rewind. Instead, she breathes. She looks at Joe, the man who once defined her entire world, and finally says the words that free her. You and I were always each other's backup plan. But you don't need a backup anymore. You found someone who can stand by you, not behind you. She smiles through her tears. And I need to learn how to stand alone. For the first time, Joe doesn't try to stop her. He nods, silently grateful. Minnie walks away. The lights outside begin to fade into dawn. The sky glows faintly gold as the year 2000 begins, a new century, a new start. She places what's left of the bottle on the table, shattered, empty, harmless, and oh more rewinds, and oh more second chances. Just the truth. Because sometimes the only way to heal is to face the pain you keep trying to erase. And that was the devil's piss out a story of time, love, and the heavy price of regret. If you felt every moment of Minnie's journey, the heartbreak, the loops, the haunting silence of lessons learned too late, then take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss stories that dig deep into the soul. Tell us in the comments, if you could go back and change one moment in your life, would you? Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, some bottles are better left unopened.